Chapter 15. To find own self to be Truant. When the sun rose up the next day, George and Harold were still going through spelling checklists. George was almost done studying. Harold still had read 44 pages of natural history book. Breakfast is ready, shouted George's dad from upstairs. George stumbled down exhaustedly and tried to smooth some waffles in his mouth. He missed. Meanwhile, Harold was sitting at his breakfast table in a burnout spearper, buttering his cereal, pouring milk on his toast. "Did you get any sleep at all last night?" asked Harold's mom. "Okay," Harold answered. Harold's answer didn't make any sense, but it's the best he could do under the premises. Before long, George and Harold were ready for school. They met up as they did every school day in George's front yard. "Are you ready for all the big tests today?" asked George droopily. "Pretty good," said Harold. He was so tired he couldn't even answer a simple question from his best friend correctly. How is he going to manage the day's worth of tests? "Let's get this over with," George moaned. "Wait," said Harold. I want to check on Cracker's eggs before we go to school." Harold walked to George's backyard and hoisted himself up to the ladder to the treehouse. "Hurry up," said George. Harold did not answer. "Hey!" shouted George. "We're gonna be late!" Harold did not come down. George climbed up the steps and peeked inside the treehouse. It was just as he expected. Harold had fallen asleep at their desk. "Hey, Harold," said George, shaking his friend's shoulder. "Wake up, man. We're gonna be late for our tests." Just five minutes," Harold moaned. "I just need to sleep for 5 minutes, please." "Well, okay," said George, "but not a minute longer." George took off his backpack and set it against the treehouse door. Then he plopped down into his beanbag chair and looked at his pocket watch. 7:53 a.m. The second hand was ticking by awfully slowly. "I'm going to close my eyes for a second," said George. "Just a few seconds." That afternoon, George yawned and stretched and rolled over in his beanbag chair. He glanced at his pocket watch again. 4:44 p.m. George closed his eyes and went back to sleep. Suddenly, his eyes shot open. "Oh no!" George screamed. Harold awoke with a jump. We fell asleep!" George cried. "We slept through school! We slept for our tests! We slept for everything!" "Oh no!" Harold wailed. "We're dead, man! Game over!" George and Harold peeked out their treehouse window. Harold's mom was out in her garden. She was whistling a cheerful tune. "That's strange," said Harold. "Why didn't the school call her and tell her if we were absent?" "I have no idea," said George. George and Harold climbed down to the front from the treehouse and walked over to the garden. "How was school today?" asked Harold's mom. "Oh, same as always, I guess," said Harold. He really was guessing. George's mom heard them talking about came over. You didn't miss school today, did you?" asked George's mom. No," said George. Technically, George was telling the truth. He hadn't really missed school at all.